figure out a way to remove that, and it's not easy. Okay, so you have to remove that on the backside. What is this? What is found inside of this? Right here, on the inside of the stomach, the kidneys, the liver, everything is found inside. And then when you get to this one, would you pull that off right there? Would you pull that off? Dennis? Would you pull that off is the question. Yes or no?
Yes.
50-50.
Yes.
Grace?
Tissue.
No. Because the ribs end right here on a circle. Right? Remember yesterday I showed Joshua that there was a line right here that they cut. This is the upper. This is the lower. So the ribs would go together this way towards the bottom. Well, it's actually going to be cut on that side. So the ribs come down here and then the ribs stop. And then this is all meat and what? Meat and what? Connective tissue and fat. Right? So is that a good part or a bad part of a rib?
Good.
That's really good. If this is roasted properly and it stays all intact, it's very good. Okay? Braise it off first, then roast it. Awesome.
What's the chances if we braise and roast if we overdo the meat with that?
Do you think you can overdo the meat?
Yes, sir.
Yes and no. But when you braise pork like this, what ends up happening? How long do you have to braise this for, do you think?
Shorter time?
You think? How long, Nancy? Would you braise this?
40 minutes.
Nope.
Less?
Nope.
2 to 3 hours.
2 to 4 hours minimum.
2 hours.
Because you want it to break down completely at probably 300 and some odd degrees, right? So what you guys are going to do, that one has minimal bones, but that's okay. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Okay, that's better. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a pan, like a small hotel pan that's shallow, each one of you. You're going to braise these first in this oven. Alright? And I would turn this to 350 degrees. And then the next thing is you got to figure out what you're going to use for your flavoring. Are you going to do a rub like with the ancho peppers? Very simple. And rub into this and then put liquid on it and braise it with that rub? Or are you just going to do onions, bay leaf, peppercorn, and just do it really simple? Right? You need to discuss what you need to figure out what you really want to do. Okay? So that's the first thing that you need to do today. Okay? Okay, that's the first thing. The next one is that you're going to get the loin. So this needs to be started right away. You need to get it into the oven probably within the next half an hour to 40 minutes. And then it cooks until probably 2 o'clock this afternoon. Then we're going to pull it out. We're going to take it out of the liquid. And then we're going to put barbecue sauce. We're just going to use our simple barbecue sauce, really light, on it. And then we're going to put it back in the oven and roast it. And that's what you're going to have for your afternoon snack. Okay? Does that sound good? Okay, good. Then the next thing that we want to do is, I would like you guys to do the roasted pork tenderloin, right? And I do believe this is full tenderloin.
Yep.
Yes, it's left whole, right? What you guys are going to do is you're going to cook this whole. Then you're going to cook it to the right doneness, which is what? What's the doneness for pork?
Medium well. Medium.
Well.
Personally, I like medium. But most people like medium well. So I'll let you guys do either or, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to cook this as a whole. with the marinade, because you're going to put the marinade on it, and you're going to set that up. You're going to let it marinate probably for about an hour. I think an hour should be enough to marinate it. Let's see here. You're going to do this on the griddle top too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So you're going to marinate. You're going to clean this and marinate it, and then when you serve it, you're going to cut it into small steaks, about 1.5 inches thick, 2 to 3, and you're going to present them on the plate like that, so I can actually see the center cut, and if they're cut medium, if they're cooked medium to medium well. Okay. So that's the second thing. So the first thing you do is you get this into the oven, then you marinate this. Sound good? You guys are all good so far?
Yep.
All right. That's the next one. Something else that you guys can learn too about meats, you can actually let them sit outside at room temperature and get them a little bit more tempered before you cook. Why? Dennis? Why would we do that? No. Did you hear what I said? Or you're too busy writing down in your book? When you leave these out at room temperature, what ends up happening to the meat?
Less moisture.
No. Grace, what happens to the meat?
The meat temper, chef, so the temperature of the meat will not shock when you cook it.
Yes. That's what I want. Bring it up to room temperature. It's easier to cook it. It's at a higher temperature, or at a higher temperature in the room, so that when you cook it, it's not outside. It's really really cold, and center is really really cold, and then you're trying to heat that center, right? Because you never get that done properly, right?
Yeah.
But if it's left out at room temperature, it's good. How long can you leave it out at room temperature? Pardon me?
Less than 4 hours.
Less than 4 hours, correct. Why?
The bacteria.
Yeah.
Food safe.
Yeah.
Food safe, simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then this one here, we don't have any prunes. That really sucks. But what I want you guys to do, pardon me?
I have a prune.
In your car. Oh my God. It only made sense, yes. Of course you do. Okay, so what we're going to do with this, and this is what you're going to have for lunch today, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I hope you have for lunch today if you get it done in time. Okay. Butterflying. Right? We're going to butterfly the pork loin. This one's a chop, but we're doing the pork loin. So what you would do is you would cut it in half. I don't mind if it's really thick. That's okay. Cut in half. And if you butterflied, which side would you cut from? This side or this side? Why? Because that's what it shows in the book?
Go on the other side, chef.
The
The fat must be on top.
must be on.
Yes, and
When
we're
you
cutting
do
these
like-
into little loins, right? But they're
Yeah.
going to be pan fried.
Yes.
But the reason we don't cut it on this side like they show in the photograph is why? Do you know why? Obviously not.
Maybe it's a presentation side, chef.
This side we can open, so we cut it in half, and then we cut it all the way through here. Only the loin. Don't puncture the meat on the outside. You just slice the inside so that you can stuff it with your bread stuffing. Right? And if we have prunes, we can add prunes. It's up to you guys. You put the bread stuffing inside, and I'll allow you guys to add mushrooms to the bread stuffing, and then we're going to do a mushroom cream sauce to go on top of it. Okay?
Yep.
So here you would cut it down the center, right down the center here. Then you'd cut it along here, only on the loin side so you can stuff it. The reason we do that is because this tendon that runs underneath here, underneath the fat, will actually hold the chop together and it won't let it break apart. Right? And If we cut it on this side, it has a tendency to come apart there. Right? So we're going to cut it in half. Then we're going to sear this side and sear this side on the griddle top. And then you're going to roast it. So what done is? Dennis? Medium to medium well. Right? So you're going to present two chops on a plate with the mushroom cream sauce. And you don't have any whipping cream, so you got to figure out how to do that. Remember your sauces. Okay? And the bread stuffing is found on what page? I think it's right in the recipe. It tells you right in the recipe. Bread stuffing is 439. So the bread stuffing's here. Small dice, onions, celery. Use the margarine in there for the fat. We don't have any bacon fat. Normally I would keep it. Bread. What bread are we going to use? We have rye in there? Yeah, so we can use raw bread. No, not breadcrumbs. We don't have any parsley, so you guys can use the cilantro. There's dry sage in there, marjoram, thyme, pepper, salt, and